I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Donald Trump is out there making more vile, reprehensible, and frankly very weird posts on his social media platform. Let's compare the post that Donald Trump is making, spreading election disinformation, praising Ashley Babbitt, attacking Howard Stern. Let's compare them to the post that President Biden is making, talking about the importance of improving our economy, lowering our inflation, and delivering high-paying jobs to the American people. This is what Donald Trump posted. He goes, "All Republican governors should immediately begin the process of ending mail-in ballots," all in caps, "which are fraught with corruption and always will be. Except for faraway military and people with a proven illness, getting voter ID and same-day voting with all paper ballots. This effort should be all out and start immediately. Governors have the power and authority to do this. Get it done," all in caps, "or we will never have honest elections in our country again." Every single thing written by Donald Trump here is false. Mail-in voting is not fraught with corruption. In fact, mail-in voting was championed by Republicans and was a major initiative by Republicans before Donald Trump spread election disinformation. Then Donald Trump writes, "Big night for America." He's referring to Kevin McCarthy being utterly humiliated, becoming the weakest Speaker of the House in American history after 15 roll call votes and after MAGA Republicans literally were fighting with each other on the House floor in one of the most humiliating displays that frankly embarrassed the institution of the House of Representatives. So utterly disgraceful. Donald Trump also posts the, quote, "Speaker selection process, as crazy as it may seem, has made it all much bigger and more important than if done the more conventional way. Congratulations to Kevin McCarthy and our great Republican Party." This is the type of despicable gaslighting that just makes the MAGA Republican Party just so freaking evil and so incredibly dangerous. Because not only do they have a dangerous ideology, everything they say is an absolute doublespeak. They go, "This process was great. While it may seem crazy, this was actually done the right way, and look how important this was." No, it was done the wrong way. In the history of our country, not since 1923, and then before that, right before the Civil War, this has never happened before. A speaker is normally selected because political parties are supposed to be organized and unified and able to govern, but not since 1923, and before that, right before the Civil War, was a speaker not selected in the first roll call vote. Here it took 15 roll call votes. You had MAGA Republicans punching themselves. Well, when you trust insurrectionists with trying to govern, this is what happens. Their sole purpose for being is to destroy government. That is why they are insurrections. Never trust an insurrectionist, American people. Here's Trump's next post. "The Republican Party really came together last night. It was in so many ways a beautiful thing to see. Historic." I mean, again, complete gaslighting. I've explained why. Here, Donald Trump praises Ashley Babbitt and attacks the Capitol Police officer who the Capitol Police internal investigation stated saved many lives, likely of lawmakers, by taking swift and decisive action when Ashley Babbitt, an insurrectionist, tried to break in and attack members of Congress. Here's what Donald Trump says in his post. This, by the way, Ashley Babbitt's mother was resisting police officers not following instructions, not complying, and basically did everything to force the Capitol Police, or rather the Metropolitan Police here, to arrest her. I mean, acting completely out of line. And again, not following orders. And then now you have all of the MAGA extremists who hate law enforcement. Let's just say it what it is. You know, MAGA extremists, they can say we support the blue, but you don't. Every opportunity to attack law enforcement, you do. And here you're doing it again. So Donald Trump writes, "So an out-of-control wild man kills beautiful Ashley Babbitt." I mean, that's the framing that he has right there, though, which also, by the way, is tinged with racism. So an out-of-control wild man kills beautiful Ashley Babbitt, a true patriot who was the only one killed on January 6th. Again, calling an insurrectionist who tried to kill lawmakers. I'm going to read what exactly transpired with Ashley Babbitt, just to refresh your recollection in a moment. But that's who Donald Trump is praising as a true patriot. Her mother goes to protest her death in memory, and they arrest her mother. Something has to be done about these communists and Marxists that are taking over and destroying our country. Pray for Ashley and her wonderful, brave mother. It's really a disgusting statement. Calling a violent insurrectionist a true patriot, and then calling law enforcement communist and Marxist for arresting someone who was resisting arrest and someone who was not complying and someone who was basically challenging the police officers and not respecting what they were saying. I mean, it's utterly, utterly disgusting. But just so you remember, this is the recount of what occurred with Ashley Babbitt. At 2:44 p.m., law enforcement was trying to defend two fronts to the House chamber, and a lot of members of Congress and staff that were in danger at the time. Pipe bombs had been discovered outside the Democratic National Committee and the Republican National Committee, and Capitol Police officers had been warned that many attackers were carrying concealed weapons. Babbitt, wearing a Trump flag as a cape, was part of several dozen violent insurrectionists who approached the Speaker's lobby adjacent to the House chambers. 3 uniformed officers were posted outside the lobby when they were threatened by the crowd. One member of the mob yelled, "F the blue," blue being a reference to the police. One officer guarding the door told others they're ready to roll, and the 3 officers moved away from the barricaded door leading to the Speaker's lobby, no longer impeded by police. One rioter, Zachary Jordan Alam, smashed a glass window in the door. Many lawmakers and staff were being evacuated by Capitol Police, but some were trapped in the House balcony. Babbitt, hoisted by 2 men, attempted to climb through the shattered window. She was then shot in the neck and shoulder by Capitol Police Lieutenant Michael Byrd and fell back among the other protesters. Babbitt had been warned not to proceed through the window. One witness recalled that, quote, a number of police and Secret Service were saying, "Get back, get down, get out of the way," and Babbitt didn't heed the call. A Capitol Police emergency response team administered aid, and Babbitt was transported to the Washington Hospital Center, where she later died. She was 35 years old. U.S. Representative Mark Wayne Mullen, a Republican from Oklahoma, a witness to Babbitt's attempted breach, said that Lieutenant Byrd, quote, did not have a choice but to shoot, and that his action saved people's life. There was a United States Capitol Police investigation that deemed the shooting lawful and within department policy and, quote, potentially saved members of Congress and staff from serious injury and possible death. That is who Donald Trump is calling a patriot. And I wanted to take the time to read that recount of what took place so that when Donald Trump does this gaslighting and all the MAGA extremists want to call Ashley Babbitt a patriot and attack the Capitol Police officer who saved lives, we know specifically, in very specific detail, what took place. And then Donald Trump writes this: I have been noticing the fact that Howard Stern's show has gone to hell, and so few people are listening. Used to be great. Now it rates less than fair. It's a sad thing to watch. When he loved Trump, it was hot. When he decided to go with crooked Hillary, his ratings world collapsed. Can't believe they pay him so much money, but I hope he gets it. They pay him so much money because the show is popular, and Donald Trump would go on the show and say things about his daughter, who was a minor at the time, some of the interviews, and then just say weird things about Ivanka in general later in life. I mean, beyond weird, but Howard Stern has the growth to recognize that what MAGA extremism is, what Donald Trump has become or always was, is a clear and present threat to our democracy, and that these MAGA extremists are nuts. And Howard Stern is just calling it out. But let's compare those posts to what President Biden is posting. So President Biden, on the same time Donald Trump was making those posts, President Biden was posting a video of him giving awards to Capitol Police officers and Metropolitan Police officers for their bravery and heroism on January 6th. President Biden writes, this group of Americans embodies the best of us. Their heroism before, during, and after January 6, 2021 gave us hope amid an assault of our democracy. For that, I will always be thankful. Here's another post by President Biden with his cabinet. He goes, yesterday I met with cabinet members to ensure we're delivering low inflation jobs and an economy that works for everyone. We got a lot done last year. Now we're implementing the laws we passed so families feel the benefits in their everyday lives. Let's get to work. And finally, finally, President Biden posted this month, we're capping the cost of insulin at $35 per month for seniors on Medicare, lowering Americans' energy bills, and shovels are hitting the ground to rebuild our infrastructure, supply chains, and manufacturing. That's how we build an America we will take pride in. And that's what I think is important. An America that we will take pride in. On the one hand, with Donald Trump, MAGA extremist, insurrectionist, that is not an America we take pride in. Those are humiliating, embarrassing traitors to our great country, to our great Constitution, to our great institutions. On the other hand, you have people like President Biden and a pro-democracy, pro-normal majority in the United States of America that needs to be loud and proud of its accomplishments and call out and expose these MAGA traitors at each and every turn. That's precisely what we're going to do here and continue to do here at the MeidasTouch Network. I'm Ben Meiselas. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. It's free to subscribe. Help us get to 1 million subscribers. Hit subscribe now. And in addition, check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. We have great exclusive content you could only get at our Patreon site, but most importantly, help grow this independent media platform. Until next time, I'm Ben Meiselas. Thank you so much.
At MeidasTouch, we are unapologetically pro-democracy, and we demand justice and accountability. That's why we're spreading our message to Convict 45. That's right, gear up right now with your Convict 45 tees and pins at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.